to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Jobless Adventures. My name is Maxu and today I have something to show you yang sangat-sangat cantik. It's been on my wish list for a long masa. Okay, so what am I gonna show you today? Well, I just want to tell you sedikit backstory because dari dulu kan, kalau kamu enter satu bilik remaja yang around 12, 13 years old yang masih lagi banyak jerawat di mukanya, kau kan nampak gambar poster Lamborghini, Ferrari, atau gambar playboy perempuan seksi-seksi. But that is not me, because saya punya bilik is filled with Harleys, Triumphs, and dual sport motorcycles, man. We're talking about the XT, the DRZ, and the KL. My God! And today, we have the KLX to show you. Now, these type of motorcycles are called dual sport, okay? Dual sport means you can have sports in the Jalan Raya, or the off-roads, or the trails, or whatever. Okay, so it's either the on the road, not on the road. These bikes are designed for both things together. And before adventure bikes actually begin into existence in 1980, kamu dapat dulu actually ini formula starting dari 1960, 20 tahun sebelum the original adventure bikes ada. These are supposed to be the ancestor to the great adventure bikes.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT!
Okay, sangat ringan, sangat tinggi, apapun boleh jalan. Kau bagi dia sejak lubang yang berapa inci pun dia. So, untuk jalan bulan di KK ni, kalau kamu dapat satu motosikal macam begini, all your problems go away. Gone. So today, I'm going to show you the new KLX 230S, which is our completely dual sport off-road variant, and the SM, which is a supermoto edition with road tires. But as usual, mari kita start dari depan sampai belakang. Shall we review? Now, starting from the front of this beautiful and gorgeous motorcycle ini, which is the KLX 230S. Kau boleh nampak it runs a very conventional off-road tire. Very big, okay? This is 21 inches in total. It's sekarang equipped with an IRC off-road tires. If you know, I know, and everybody knows, it's very good set of tire. Okay? And then dia punya forks is telescopic, powered by Showa, with 200 mm of travel. So 20 centimeters of travel. So at first kamu nampak ni motosikal, kau akan takut. OMG, this is so tall. Semua orang boleh ride kah? So later when I sit on the motorcycle, you will see actually you don't have to worry about sikit-sikit pun tidak payah. You don't have to worry about anything because my dear, dia memang akan collapse. Alright? And then front lights are very simple, and then you get like signals, and then the very signature punya mudguard yang way above the wheel. Why so high? Why so tall? Because you are going to be, kalau kamu bawa ni motorcycle off-road, kamu akan buang a lot of dust, dirt, muck. Okay? So kalau kamu punya mudguard ni dibawa, dia akan jam semua barang di sini, and then you will feel like sluggish because your wheel is jammed. Memang lah, kan? So that's why you get the traditional very high punya. This is for your own good. Jangan pergi modify. Kecuali ambil the SM version, which is the road going version, then we understand. Okay? And then one of the things to note compared to the SM model, this motorcycle actually has a smaller disc brake. This is only 265 mm. It's running 2-part, very standard, made by Kawasaki. So kenapa dia punya brakes kau rasa?
Dia punya rudam itu besar, dia punya rem itu kecil.
You look at the tire is running. Kalau kamu off-road, kamu punya terrain yang jalan bulan ni bertambah dengan dia punya mud, bertambah dengan pasir semua. That will be the brakes already for you. Kau tekan sikit saja, kau punya bike memang stop sudah. Okay. Now that's the front cover. Let's look at something else. Engine. Let's go. So on the engine side of this motorcycle, it is powered by a 233 cubic centimeters displacement punya engine, producing 17 horsepower at 8,000 RPM. Torque will fully keluar all 18 Newton meters at around 6,500 RPM, so you don't have to go full range untuk kasih keluar dia punya power. Alright. Now, one of the main concern about this motorcycle kan is dia punya mileage, because dia punya fuel tank hanya 7.6 liters. Boleh jalan jauh kau. Even dia punya spec sheet pun agak is around 120 kilometers per full tank. But this is a motorcycle that kau tidak beli and then simpan it as it, you know, just don't customize it anything at all, because you can actually do a lot of modification on motorcycles begini. One of the things that you can do for yourself is kamu boleh pergi AliExpress and cari satu additional bigger fuel tank untuk ganti the original one, so you get more mileage. Atau like people that goes on adventure ride always do, they tambah jerry can di belakang, you know, supaya you get extra fuel. Right? Depending on your use case, this motorcycle is infinitely
Customize a bala.
banyak kamu boleh buat. And this being a Kawasaki engine, dia is so confident that it can keep itself cool. Dia pakai air cool, guys. Not liquid cool, not oil cool, air cool. This engine is built to last. Untuk kau simpan for 50 years and kasih kamu punya cucu, ambil ini ya, pergi main, pergi ya. Dia langgar pokok sudah.
Love you, Agam.
Something like that. And then you will also ask me, Maksu, kenapa dia punya exhaust begitu panjang, mau wrap satu circle dari belakang sampai depan, sampai U-shape, sampai... Well, the length is supposed to give you more back pressure supaya dia punya engine boleh keluar kasih lagi more power. Okay, this is the official explanation given by Kawasaki. This design bukan dia mau kasih kamu engine guard. So ini design choice is just to give it more traveling space to create a more healthier back pressure supaya ini motorcycle boleh kasih keluar habis stock dia at 6,500 RPM. This is wonderfully designed. Kawasaki has thought of every single thing. I'm telling you, what a beautiful bike this is. Now let's tengok buntut dia. So di buntut belakang saja kau boleh nampak dia punya travel kan actually quite impressive. Because kau tengok dia punya space between the tail to the wheel kan, saya boleh cucuk kepala saya dalam.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Kalau mau service pun, no problem. Easy. Okay? And then dari conventional motorcycles yang pakai suspension that is with an angle, for road bikes kan senang because dia punya travel tidak payah panjang-panjang. Because bumps pun tidak akan tinggi sampai bulan. But when you are going off-road, you need all the travel you can get. So Kawasaki is using a very special unitrack system ni, which is almost perpendicular to the motorcycle. So no matter what, dia punya guarantee is it will be very hard for you to bottom out this motorcycle because dia punya shock is memang mounted in the right way for off-road uses. Okay? This is to maximize kau punya travel. Kalau yang dia pakai macam, you know, the conventional swing arm punya style with an angle, you will bottom out every single lubang. Tapi this motorcycle, no worries. Okay, so tire belakang dia is same powered by an IRC punya off-road tires. If you know enduro and trail riding, you will know that these are expensive tires. Okay, and then belakang dia, single disc brake, very simple. Single part, you don't need a lot of braking power, of course. You're off-road, your terrain is going to slow you down. Now exhaust, very nice, very beautifully done, but this is stock. So bunyi dia tidak akan secantik you imagine. Dia confirm tidak akan sound like itu Sanchez di Grand Theft Auto yang because itu 2-stroke, this is 4-stroke. Okay, don't mistake. Okay? Walaupun when I look at this bike, I still think of Big Smoke marah saya because saya tidak boleh catch the train. I still cannot catch the train.
All we had to do was follow the damn train,
Okay,
CJ.
belakang chain drive, lampu LED, not much lah. So now, I'm gonna sit on the back and show you the ergonomics. Let's go. Now, standing beside the motorcycle, you might ask,
Lepas tu, macam mana kamu duduk tu motosikal? Macam sampai kopi pinggan sudah di pinset ni.
actually, don't worry. Sekarang dia fully extended position, okay? Now watch depan belakang. As I sit on this motorcycle, ta-ta! Okay, so most of the motorcycle yang road bikes tu, dia punya suspension only have to worry about going up, not going down. Okay? Maksudnya dia tidak akan go on the air and then dia punya suspension akan turun supaya when you jump, your suspension along turns, and then when you hit the floor, dia dapat more travel for you to absorb the bumps. So this is why it's designed this way. Most road bikes, mana dia mau risau dia, kau ambil tu motosikal tebang kau, sudah. Tapi dengan motor begini, dia have to take into consideration dua barang. Travel going down and travel going up. Which is why initially kamu park ni motosikal dengan dia punya low stress shocks tu, it looks very long. Masa kau duduk, compresses. Okay? So when you take this motorcycle out to jalan bulan tu, you will see their punya suspension. That's how it works. That's why travel so long. Okay? So welcome to the Kawasaki Airlines on a motorcycle that is meant to fly. Alright, so now you're on with me on the KLX 230S. Kita tengok dia punya cockpit. You are greeted with a two-tone LCD display. Okay, dengan dua butang kiri and kanan. Kanan is for you to change your clock, and then left is for you to change your trip A, trip B, and odometer. And that's about it. You might notice kenapa Maxu saya pegang ni wire, because wow, if you let it go, it will block half of your display. So I think Kawasaki kind of like just put it there because it knows that you're gonna stand up most of the time. So yeah, masa kau lurus badan and stand up, you can see the dash clearly lah. Okay, so ini cheeky design choice. Okay, look at the left side of the motorcycle yang handle lebar. You will see that highlight low light switch. ABS can turn on and off. Why is it a choice? Because kalau kamu punya brakes tidak boleh lock up, kau tidak boleh drift. Which is why having this switch here, Kawasaki know is a genius choice. Kalau kau turn off, you can drift anytime you want. Okay, lock up the brakes, then your the belakang will slide out, and then you can drift. Okay, signal kiri kanan, horn, that's about it. Kanan side pula, you have your fuel primer and your ignition. That's about it. Now, how does it feel to be on the KLX 230? What is the riding position like? Well, this motorcycle is not just meant for you to be comfortable off-road. Okay, a lot of people actually take motorcycle gini, they kit it out, simpan fuel tank lagi besar and go on long rides. So, their ergonomics mesti mau sangat-sangat comfortable, right? Yes! Okay, their punya jawapan is yes. So, look at the angle on my hand. Bro, I barely have to stretch depan lah, pergi belakang lah, or go all the way down lah. I can do this position for hours and hours.
That's what she said.
And then dia punya bench seat begitu tinggi, kalau kamu punya kaki tired of, lipat-lipat sudah, just move your ass backwards a bit, then you can have a more sporty position. Okay, ini bench seat is, oh my god, it just gives you so much freedom to adjust your sitting position. This is comfort at the maximum level. And because dia punya foot peg is smack dab in the middle of the motor, masa kamu stand up pun, it's a very natural thing to do, You don't feel like the handlebar is too much forward lah, you have to lean backward lah, macam kau punya sakit belakang lah. No. This is adjusted for comfort. Okay. Now, let's take a look at dia punya sibling, the Supermoto variant. Now kita tengok dia punya sibling of the KLX 230S. This is the SM model, stands for Supermoto. So Supermoto ni apa bezanya? Well, you're mostly going to take it on the road lah instead of going off-road. So dia punya suspension travel is a bit shorter. So you get more comfort on the road. Dia punya shocks ni is changed to upside down Showa Fox. It's more premium, which explains dia punya price tag ada mahal sedikit dari yang itulah. Okay, and then dia punya tires 17-inch depan belakang, both powered by IRC, very good brand of tires. So you get the best grip and the best handling performance with the Showa, tapi the back remain unchanged. Okay, dia punya shock absorber belakang masih pakai lagi Unitrack, the same system that you found on the 230S, which of course still guarantees that kalau kamu duduk, ini motosikal tidak akan bottom out compared to other motorcycles. Okay, but the thing is yang make me weird a bit lah. This is the more premium siblings with the Showa Fox with the nice tires and all that. Tapi for Supermoto punya use kan, most of the people like to drift on the motorcycle. Tapi ini ABS tidak boleh turn off lah. It's a bit of a weird choice. But in these two motorcycles, the one I'm going to be test riding is going to be the SM model, because we're not really going to, you know, tempat yang berhutan and berpocong. So yeah, let's take something that is more road biased. So would you join me outside where we take a ride? Let's go, man! Let's go! Hello guys, you're now with me on the great outdoors on the modernized KLX 230 SM Supermoto. Now let's go take it for a ride and see how it handles. I have many things to say about this motorcycle already, so let's find more things to talk about, okay? Okay, tarik balik sini. Now, for 230 single, power dia cukup kah? Takutkah di jalan raya? Jangan takut, sangat cukup. Ada 6 gears guys. Okay, mari. No problem. So the Supermoto variant memang dengan dia punya shocks kan, memang akan deliver you all the power, because dia cukup grip, you know. It's not running like knobby tires. So masa kamu jalan ni, kau akan feel dia punya pickup sangat tune. And then dia punya suspension, oh, oh, again, oh, shit, over bump langsung tiada feeling guys. And then just, walau, kamu sisip pun sangat-sangat ringan. Oh no, I feel like I've bought the wrong motorcycle. I shouldn't have bought my Enfield. Macam saya sepatutnya beli ini motosikal bah. Tengok corner dia. Oh yeah. Woo. Okay, so dia punya shocks is amazingly soft, and dia bukan soft yang kau rasa kau akan hantam bump and then kau hilang grip. Oh my god. Like, oh my god, Jalan Bulan certified bro. Jalan Bulan certified. Okay. So, motor sudah ringan, power sudah cukup, and then normally dirt bikes they will not have the 6 gear. Okay, dual sport motosikal lah. Tapi ini ada gear 6. So, kamu actually boleh pakai ini motosikal untuk cruising, jalan raya, jalan jauh. No worries. Itu saja. Kamu kalau mau jalan jauh, kau bawalah extra jerrycan, simpan kau punya extra minyak yang kamu akan bawa saja. Okay. Now, so in traffic situation pun sisip dia bukan masalah. Very easy to do. Power to overtake is fantastic. Dia tidak akan ada performance macam sport bikes, of course. This is only 230, but somehow the 230 is working very hard, very smooth to produce a lot of usable engine. Okay. So in emergency brake, dia punya depan fork memang akan dip banyak sikit. because it's a very tall travel, but nothing you cannot handle. Like I said just now, like kamu boleh nampak tadi pun saya masuk ni U-turn pun no problem bah. Okay, so far so good. I only have good things to say about this motorcycle. The tires yang dia pakai sangat grippy. Saya mau buang kiri kanan sangat senang. Because ini motorcycle, jangan lupa guys, 133 kilo sahaja bah. Bukan macam adventure motor yang kau bawa sampai 240 kilo. Nanti kau sudah jalan off-road, kau jatuh, kau mau angkat pun tidak boleh. Ayo, ini kau jatuh, kau angkat macam tiada bah. So, harga dia is around 28k for the SM punya version on the road. So, you might say, ayah, mahal yo. But after you test ride, if you have the opportunity to test ride like I did kan, you understand lah. All your money will be well worth it. Okay? Sekarang saya masuk showroom balik, and I'll have more thoughts to share with you on my ending video. Alright? Ooh. Now, after returning from the test ride, I only have so many mixed emotions yang saya mau share to you guys right now. Because at first, when I told you that the price is gonna be around 28,000 untuk beli satu motosikal begini, you'll be like, Maxo, apalah kau mau masa kau review ni motosikal? Saya punya otak pun fikir the same thing. Now, after riding it kan, I kind of regret buying saya punya Interceptor, saya punya Morini. Like, serious Joe. It's not even a joke. Because once you're on a motorcycle yang 133 kilo, yang sangat ringan, dia punya shocks is like sitting on, bukan saja sofa, it's like memory foam bed, you know. Dia punya shocks is just so wonderfully done. Setiap bump dia absorb like nothing. Untuk satu orang yang tinggal di kota Kinabalu, you know how big of a compliment that is. Itu kepujian tertinggi dalam dunia, macam Agung bagi kau star. That's how good it feels. Macam satu orang simpan satu shocks kan, dia mau hantam berapa algoritma dulu, mau buat lagi apa tu formula lagi untuk dapat begini punya measurement yang so scientifically perfect. So their price, well, this one on the road is around 27k plus. I'll put some SA information in the bottom. You can check it out yourself. This is 28. Do I recommend this? In the end of the day, kalau kamu ada lui, yes, go ahead, buy it. Daripada kamu jatuh satu adventure bike yang 250 kilo di terrain yang unflat lah, ada lumpur lah, kamu angkat pun sakit belakang. Ini 133 saja. Kau pergi adventure, satu tangan saja, kau angkat saja. And thank you for watching this episode today. This episode is brought to you by Kawasaki Stunning Bike, Kota Kinabalu. If you have any information that you need, just check the SA down below, and yeah, come test ride this beautiful motorcycle. Keep one for your collection. 50 years later, bagi anak, grandchildren kamu. Boy, I'm you.